What is up, card family? Happy Sunday. How's everybody doing today? I'm excited because I get to make a video that I don't have to edit. I don't have to add any counter. I don't have to go back and look and see how many of this card I had or that card I had. It's just get to talk and share my thoughts. So this is Baseball Collector's annual YouTube Hall of Fame video, and always comes with some controversy over the years. Sometimes I think created just to create controversy, but that's a topic for another day. So last year when I voted on this, I think I only voted for 6 or 7 people, and I voted really early in the process. And I told myself when I voted, and I think I said when I voted, like, I'm only going to vote for channels that I think are really worthy, like really have good content. And then when I started watching other videos, I saw names getting thrown out there that I'm like, damn, I wish I'd have voted for him. So this year, I watched some videos before I voted. I put probably a little more thought into my votes, and I understand probably a lot of people I am voting for won't actually make it because my interaction in the community is in its own niche. I don't get out that much outside of the guys that I know, but nonetheless, I feel like my vote is important and I want to participate in the process. So that's what I'm going to do. And so these are in no particular order. And these are my 10, and I had 11. I had 11, and I'm not going to say who that 11th was, but I'm going to cross them out right now. And it was tough. It was tough narrowing it down to 10. So first up for me is Dustin Bellinger. Why? You know, and I tried to find guys that filled certain roles in the community. And Dustin, as far as I'm concerned, has become, you know, the premier organizer of this PSA submissions. Dustin does a fantastic job. I am friends with multiple people in this community that will vouch for the time, the effort, the meticulous, you know, the things it takes to put into these PSA submissions that he puts into them, and the product we all get in return. And I only, you know, I might send in 2 or 3 cards at a time, but some guys are sending in 20, 30, 40 cards at a time. And Dustin keeps up with all of this, and you know, PSA is so slow now, and Dustin just does a great job at it. And I think that's a credit to our community. I think that's somebody doing some good in our community, because a lot of us, we don't have a PSA subscription. We can't afford a PSA subscription. You know, we can't do this. So I definitely want to include Dustin, and not to leave out his collection. You know, the dude, he's an oddball collector. He's a vintage collector, and he's definitely got one of the better, you know, oddball vintage collections that there is. So kudos to Dustin Bellinger. That's my first choice. Number 2, Eloy the Goat Flores. I wanted to get him in here as a breaker, but really, you know, what I see Eloy is he's one of these guys that brings people together. Eloy is, instead of putting him in the breaker category, I want to create a category and call it a bridge. And what Eloy is, he's a bridge between communities. You know, he breaks, he does his auctions on Friday nights, and by doing that, you know, there's so many guys that come into his auction, so many guys, I don't know, guys, you know, the Jimmy Gunn side of things, with the Twitter and Facebook and all these different groups. And Eloy kind of brings all those together, and he brings all those communities together. And I think it shows, you know, in reality, not that this isn't reality, but, you know, like when we go to a national in Chicago, and Eloy's organizing a party, you know, and bringing all these guys together at a party, baseball, football, you know, all the different types of collectors are all in one room together, coordinated by Eloy. So I think a lot of people just see Eloy as a breaker and an auction guy, but Eloy, I can tell you, and he's never told me this, But his goal, I believe, is he's a bridge. He wants to bring people together, and for that, I think that's a contribution to the community, and I nominate him for the Hall of Fame. Number 3, Hitman 23. Oh, and I've met Eloy. I've met him. Hitman 23, number 3. Mike Pasqua, big Don Mattingly collector, obviously Ricky Henderson collector. He collects all of these like oddball, like got catchers or guys in a batting cage, or just these weird cards, and I think, to me, what that shows is like a true love for the hobby. You're collecting stuff that really probably doesn't have a lot of, no offense, Mike, a lot of value in the eBay market or whatever, but has value to him, and it's something that he enjoys doing. And big Redskins collector. The other thing about Mike is he'll do these. He's a big personality, larger than life personality. Got the handlebar. He'll do his mustache in a handlebar. Sometimes looks really cool. He'll play the guitar on his channel. I don't know if he plays it on his channel or he'll go Facebook Live and play it, but man, I'll catch him in there sometimes just jamming out, and maybe he's had a drink or two, and that's entertaining. But he's got a big personality, good dude, man, solid guy. Another guy I've met, and very deserving of the YouTube Hall of Fame. So that's my 3rd vote. Number 4, Jimmy Guns. I watched Mike's baseball collector's video a couple hours ago, and I saw he nominated Jimmy Guns, and I agree with what he said. Jimmy brings this swagger to the community, but it's a positive swagger, and Jimmy's another person that I've met. I met him at the National in Chicago. But the other thing that I want to say about Jimmy is, over the past year, I've had the opportunity to work with Jimmy a couple times on, he calls them racks, a random act of kindness. I call them, I don't even remember what we called them, but he does that routinely, and he uses, Jimmy's got this big Twitter audience, and he does his auctions, I believe Saturday night are Jimmy's auctions, and he's got this huge following, but he uses that to give back to the community. And I've seen him do it over and over and over again. I've seen him come out of his own pocket to do it. I've hit Jimmy up and said, hey, I want to do something for somebody. Can we leverage your impact on the community to do that? Not a problem, brother. Not a problem. Like, he's on it. He's a super good dude, man. And for that's why I would nominate him. Not for his auctions, not for his swag, not for his shots, but for what you do for the community, man, and the friends in this community. And I happen to know, from talking to Jimmy and developing a relationship with Jimmy, I happen to know what the community does for you. So, that's I think that's something important for all of us. Like, yeah, we do for the community, but the community does for us too, right, brother? So I nominate Jimmy Guns. My number 5 nomination, Packer Cards 87. I think I've nominated this dude every year. I might not have nominated him last year. I don't know how this guy's not in. I know that Mike has a big baseball following, and the baseball guy's got a lot of longevity and a lot of history in this community. Packer Cards 87 has 74,000 subs, and all the dude does is open product. That's all he does. I mean, I think him and his wife do an occasional num video or whatever where they're testing these little foods packages and stuff, but this dude just opens cards, man, and people love him. People love him. And my personal anecdote, he's what got me started making videos, and I don't think I'm alone in that. I started watching his videos because I was getting back into the hobby. I wanted to understand what was in these boxes that I wanted to buy. How do you do it? You watch people open them. Well, I watched him, and when I watched him, the production of his videos, I'm like, this is what I want my channel to be. Didn't turn out that way, but that's what I wanted my channel to be. And I think he inspired a lot of people like that. And again, another guy I've met. So let me count. So far, out of my 5, I've met in person 4 out of 5 of these guys. How blessed am I? Seriously, no doubt. Yeah, 74,000 subs. 74,000 people watching his videos. He opened a box of Donruss the other day, 17,000 views. How is this dude not in the Hall of Fame? What is wrong? Like, does he need to start opening Bowman or something? Like, what does he need to do to get into the Hall of Fame? His videos are quality. It's great quality. I don't know what I'm missing. He's been around for a while. I don't know. But let's bridge the gap. And let's get Packer Cards 87 in this year. My number 6. Here's my breaker. Snodzilla Breaks. Pat Snodgrass. I've gone on and on in so many videos about Pat, but what I think really defines Pat is he did a giveaway, I think it was back before Christmas, and man, he went on from like 12. Like there's YouTubers that make these videos that they're live like all day long, and that's wonderful. Pat was live all day long from like noon to 9 at night, and he was giving away product, and not just, he's giving away cards, he's giving away autographed helmets, memorabilia, all day long. Thousands of dollars worth of stuff to people that follow him and are involved in his breaks. And he's where I got started. I didn't understand breaking. I didn't understand razzes or any of that stuff. And I was so happy when somebody I knew started breaking because I could trust them. And it was Pat. And it was somebody I knew that wasn't gonna make it so confusing that I didn't know what was going on. It was Pat, And secondly, his breaks, sometimes nowadays they are, but man, his breaks used to be a freaking hoot, man. Like take off the PC, just remove everything, and it was a free-for-all, and it was amazing. Catalina wine mixer, right? I mean, you can't beat that. And lastly, what's he do for the community? The giveaways, the things he's organized. I know he's organized multiple giveaways behind the scenes. And, just recently he posted something on his page. A young man close to him is battling in the hospital, and Pat raised thousands of dollars for this kid to get him some memorabilia, some things that he'll love to lift his spirits. Check him out, Snodzilla Breaks. He's my number 6. Just a good dude. And guess what? I met him in person. So there's another one that I met. Number 7. One that I would love to meet, or at least would love to see the dude's face. Nobody's ever seen this guy. Nobody's ever seen him. He literally could be like an elf or something. Like he might not be a real person. The Collazo effect, Antonio Collazo. This one's personal for me because my YouTubedom goes back to Antonio's YouTubedom. We started together. We broke bread together on YouTube. We bounced off of one another on YouTube. We built our channels together. And I love the dude, man. I love me some Antonio Collazo. I don't care anything about Peyton Manning. I don't care about any Drew Brees or whoever he collects. But hands down, he's got the best Peyton Manning collection I've ever seen. His Zeke collection, which he used to show, is better than mine, and he don't even pull for the Cowboys. But man, he's got, I've learned so much from him in regards to organization, how I, store my cards, how I critique my cards, clean my cards, all that stuff. I piggyback off of what Antonio does. If I could just get this fool to make a spreadsheet. I'm like ragging him to make a spreadsheet, bro. Make a spreadsheet, Antonio, okay? We need to know what you have, so when I send you 10 cards, only like 2 of them or 1 of them hits the counter. Like, stop the madness, man. Make a spreadsheet. If you build it, they will come. I'm telling you, if you build a spreadsheet, Mannings will come and your counter will grow. Great dude, super hairy arms. Love Ricky Russo, man. Him and Ricky were tight, dude. Creative, super high quality on his videos. Like, I've never seen cards look prettier than they look in Antonio's videos, and I don't know how he does it. I've tried, in most people's top loaders, you see a little speck, a dust or a pubic hair or something in there. Antonio, how does he not get any hair in his top loaders and his arms are so hairy? I've never met him, and I would love to. He's my 7th nomination. Number 8, Troy Rudder, TTM autograph. This is a dude that, after watching videos last year, I was like, damn it, I didn't nominate enough people. Because Troy is another guy like Packer Cards 87 that deserves to be in. All you got to do is watch one video of Troy. And I think he took a break, and I'm going to tell you, I don't watch a lot of Troy's videos. I watch a few. I don't watch a lot of anyone's videos anymore, to be honest. But I think Troy took a little break. But you watch one of his videos, and you see all this stuff in the background, all these autographs in the background. I've heard people say he wrote the book on TTM autographs, because he did. He's got a book that he literally wrote a book about TTMs, and this is a niche. TTMs. This is nominating a TTM guy. He wrote the book on it. He knows everything there is about TTMs. I think he's working on the 1990 Donruss baseball. I think he's trying to get the complete set autographed. I don't know if that's possible. There's players that have passed away, but he doesn't just TTM sports cards. He TTMs, celebrities, political figures, everything, I'm sure. But look at the wall behind him in his videos, and you'll see how legit of a TTM person he is, and the quality to his videos. He's got all the bells and whistles, super high quality. I believe he was a former actor and knows a lot of people in that community. And again, another person that I can check off the list, because I met him. I broke bread with him. I chilled with him. Another good dude. And I can tell you, there ain't a person on my list. There ain't a person on my list that ain't a good dude. I can tell you that. So Troy is my number 8, right? Happy to nominate him. Number 9, father-son duo. I think every year we should get in a father-son duo. Every year we should get them in. Up North Collectors. And I think they're going to get in this year. I really do. I know they've gone bench clear. I don't really... Mike, I know you're watching. Hopefully you're like, man, why is this dude doing a 25-minute video for the Hall of Fame? Because I don't make a lot of videos, man, and I love being able to just talk. Up North Collectors, father-son team, open a ton of product. They're super, super informative when they're doing this. They know what they're doing. They know their products. Great quality to their videos. They're really good at finding a lot of different variety of things to open. Yeah, and guess what? That's right. I met them, been in a hotel room with them, hung out with them, broke cards with Up North collectors. Both of them, father and son. I was drinking alcohol in the room with dad and son. They didn't care. They didn't care. They were cool with it. So that's my number 9 vote. Up North collectors, great dudes. Even though it's UNC, still good dudes. And worthy. And I do. I think of everybody I voted for, I think them and Jimmy Guns might be the most likely to get in. But I haven't watched a lot of videos, so I don't know. Last, but certainly not least, and I think he's last because I looked at my subs alphabetically, and V comes after U. So Victor Negron cards. This is another one that after watching videos last year, I realized I had screwed up. I had dropped the ball. I fumbled that. I should have voted for Victor last year. I should have voted for Troy. This year, I am making up for that gaffe. Victor Negron cards. Just a big New York collector. Bernie Williams guy. Knicks guy. You talk about knowledgeable. This dude is smart, man. And Victor, what I love about him is I don't think he ever quit collecting since from the time he was a kid. And so he's got that 90s, early 2000s knowledge that I don't have. And I love hearing Victor talk about 90s shine and 90s inserts and his understanding of them. And, you know, he'll say things like, you know, yeah, those were big hits back in the day when we were opening that product. And he knows his products, you know. Good dude. Send him a care package. Send him a care package with some cards in it if you want to learn about them. And that's one thing I like about Victor. When you send him some cards, like he'll go through every card and like he literally, man, he has something intelligent to say, unprompted, unscripted about every card. And that's pretty impressive too, and shows a pretty awesome love for the hobby. Big binder guy, solid dude, man. And if you've never seen Apocalypse Now and seen Marlon Brando in Apocalypse Now, like Victor has that bald head that reminds me of Marlon Brando in Apocalypse Now. You don't remind me of Marlon Brando, but your tops of your heads to me are somewhat similar. And it's just a random thing that I've thought about when I was watching your videos. So that's it. Run through one more time. Dustin Bellinger, Eloy the Goat Flores, Hitman 23, Jimmy Guns, Packer Cards 87, Snodzilla Breaks, The Colazzo Effect, TTM Autograph, Troy Rudder, Up North Collectors, and Victor Negron cards. That's my 10 votes for the 20 whatever 2 1. Is it fiscal year or we go by last year? Like at work I'm in fiscal year 21, but I don't know, it's whatever we're voting for on this year. So check all these guys out, give them a sub, be interested to see how this all turns out. And I will say, when the year started, I was like, I'm going to make a run for the YouTube Hall of Fame. I'm going to get in. I'm going to start making really good quality videos. And that says something about all of these guys too. Because the reason I can't get into the YouTube Hall of Fame is because, number one, my videos are too long. But number two, I don't have time to put the time in that these guys put in every day, to put work in, to get in to the YouTube Hall. I don't have it. I don't have time, man. I can't make videos like that. I can't be creative like that. If I could make videos of just me at work, like killing it at work, getting stuff done at work, or running the household, telling the kids what to do or whatever, I'll be in the Hall of Fame. But that stuff doesn't qualify me for the Hall of Fame, so I'm not in. Anyhow, appreciate y'all watching. Keep it real. I'm out.